Bear with me while I get set up here. Camera's looking. That's good. Hopping towards my stream now. There we go. Now I shall be able to see the comments that people leave. Alright, we are good to go. Can leave those off for now. I'm gonna go ahead and check my frequencies. Alright, KORF, we got... If I can get it. Got ATIS on 127, 150. We got Tower 12800. $127, $150. That's what it says. I'm not hearing anything transmitting. Can we just assume the weather is that calm? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I still have to log in. Connecting the network. I heard a beep. Yeah, it's connected.
Clear below 12,000.
There we go.
Temperature 26. 2.15. Altimeter 2987.
2987.
Landing and departing runway 23. Runway 1432 closed. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Charlie.
Norfolk International Airport ATIS information, Charlie 2251 Zulu. Wind 170 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 26. 2.15. Altimeter 2987. Landing and departing runway 23. Runway 1432 closed. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Runway 23.
Norfolk International Airport ATIS information, Charlie 2251 Zulu. Wind 170 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 26. 2.15. Altimeter 2987. Landing and departing runway 23. Runway 1432 closed. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Alright, I think we are ready to go. I've got all the information I need.
North.
We were
Get us started.
off tower, 3 off Rebel. We were actually going to hold here for a second, do a couple final checklists. So if you want to get the heavy out first, it's going to be like 5 minutes or something like that.
323 Alpha Bravo, roger. Break, American 54 Heavy, caution the 172 at the ILS hold area. If you're able to make it through, we'll get you through, otherwise we'll have you hold behind them.
Cautioning the little guy over there, and American 54, we have no problem with waiting if need be. If it's easier for you, we can just plan on it.
American 54 Heavy, if you're able to fit through, I can get you off, and I can clear the wake off of it.
American 54, I'm looking at it, I think we'll be able to get through. If anything, they'll just be able to see a good view of underneath our wing.
American 54 Heavy, roger.
Trying to see how we can slice this pie because I wanna stay clear of their
Little
traffic
We have a nice name.
and you know, have considerations for wake turbulence and all that. It doesn't look like it's too busy, but it looks like they've got enough going on here that it might be worth considering.
November 2016, runway 32 is closed. You can cross at your own discretion.
Let me double check ATIS, see if anything's updated.
7. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 26. 2.15. Altimeter 2987. Landing and departing runway 23. Runway 1432 closed. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Still Charlie.
Norfolk International Airport ATIP.
30 seconds at the beginning of the runway.
American 54 Heavy, you are clear to line up and wait, runway 23.
Clear to line up and wait, runway 23, thank you so much.
And Norfolk Tower, good evening, American 43.
American 43, Norfolk Tower, good evening.
Information, Charlie, sir. Any chance you're getting a PDC to DCA?
American 43, I have your clearance advisory, copy.
You're unable to provide a PDC?
American 43, stand by, I'll see if I can get it through.
Okay, if not, I can grab a pen. That's not a problem.
Norfolk Tower, helicopter November 0773 Romeo, good evening.
November 0773 Romeo, Norfolk Tower, good evening.
Hi, I would like to possibly get direct lift and straight out departure to the south to the edge of the airspace to stay clear of your main traffic, and then I intend to do straight direct to Washington Dulles if that's possible.
November 0773 Romeo, I have your correction, stand by your number 2 for clearance.
November 0773 Romeo, standing by for correction.
Ready to go.
Break, American 54 Heavy, wind 170 at 7, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
23, clear for takeoff, American 54 Heavy, sorry about that wait.
Helicopter November 0773 Romeo, standing fire for corrections.
American 43, I'm unable to provide a PDC at this moment. Advise ready to copy your clearance.
American 43, I'm ready, sir.
American 43, you're cleared to Washington Reagan via the Nutty 1 departure. Some transition then is filed. On departure, maintain 4,000, expect flight level 210, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is offline, squawk 5325.
Oh gosh, did they log off?
American 54 Heavy, departure is offline, correction, departure is offline, squawk normal, and frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, American 54 Heavy. Thank you very much for your ATC and have a great rest of your night.
You too, see ya.
November 2016, I'm sitting here. I wanted to see the 777 takeoff, and also thank you for your service tonight. Have a good night.
November 2016, Roger.
And American 43, you ready for a readback, sir?
American 43, yes, sir.
Cleared to DCA via the Nutty 1 thumb transition, 4,000 initial, 210 after, 5325 my squawk, and unfortunately, apparently, Washington Center logged off.
American 43, stand by one moment. It looks like they might have just done a switch.
Hallelujah.
American 43 is going to be departure on 133.725.
Excellent. Thank you so much, sir. We'll call you for taxi in a little bit.
And November 0773 Romeo, I'm not seeing any type of VFR flight plan for you. Are you able to submit one?
I didn't have one submitted, 73 Romeo.
November 73 Romeo, if you're able to, can you submit a VFR flight plan for me just so we have it on file if you're trying to head up north?
Yeah, let me go ahead and take a look at that. Stand by. So I gotta submit a flight plan now. I wasn't expecting this. I thought because I'm doing VFR that I wouldn't need one. Now I have to look up where I even have to submit any of that, because that there we go. That's it. Flight plan. I know this is probably super boring because I'm just idling here on the tarmac. Nah, I'm submitting a flight plan. Well, it's a learning experience. Off block UTC. What are we looking at? Call it 2015. (1,000 to 3,000 feet). We'll call it 3,000 for cross country and call it a day. Yeah, call it 2,000. 2,000 is probably safe. Airspeed of 70 knots.
Norfolk Tower, 323 Alpha Bravo, with you at...
November 323 Alpha Bravo, wind 170 at 8, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Give us 2 hours to arrive.
Norfolk Tower, clear for takeoff.
Sorry, runway 23, clear for takeoff. We have a train.
323 Alpha Bravo, that's all good, thank you.
I have a whole half-hour extra fuel endurance. Departure. Alright, let's see if they like this. Norfolk Tower, helicopter November Oscar 773 Romeo, flight plan has been submitted.
Romeo, copy, stand by, review.
Helicopter November 0773 Romeo. It is my second time, so if I made mistakes, do go easy on me, please.
Alpha Bravo, you're cleared on course VFR. If you need flight following, center is up, you can contact them.
Alright, clear VFR to south, and if you need flight following, we'll contact Washington Center, 3 Alpha Bravo.
And November 773 Romeo, cleared VFR to the north. Expect no higher than 1,500. Squawk 624 tree. If you need flight following, advise.
Helicopter November 077 Tree Romeo, expect no higher than 1500 squawk. If you could repeat that squawk code, and that's for if I need flight following. Cleared straight north to Washington Dulles.
And 77 Tree Romeo, it's going to be squawk 6243 throughout, and if you need flight following, advise.
Squawk 6243, helicopter 077 Tree Romeo. Helicopter 077 Tree Romeo requesting direct lift and straight out departure.
November 0773 Romeo, copy, standby 1.
0773 Romeo, acknowledged. We are on time for our departure. It is
November 0773 Romeo, present position clear for takeoff. Fly heading fly heading 090 upon takeoff. Expect flight following from center.
helicopter 077 Tree Romeo, direct lift approved. Fly heading 090. And off we go.
November 773 Romeo, contact center 133.725 for flight following.
Contact center 133.75 for flight following 73 Romeo.
And 73 Romeo, that was 133.725.
133.725. Thanks for the correction. Y'all have a good night. Writing anything down in a helicopter in the air. It's a real pain in the ass.
Norfolk Tower. Are you able to take an amended altitude of 170?
Stem on. Could we at least do 190, sir?
American 43, standby.
I think the issue with his
If
vector...
not, I'll make 170 work just as us.
kind of puts me out over the ocean, which is really sketchy to do at night, but you know what, fuck it. We're only in a sim, it's not a big deal. I know you would never do this IRL, but let me see what the traffic here looks like. I mean, I'm not seeing anything, so I think we're good. Learn to listen just a little bit closer to the details. That's one thing I've always sucked at, and it's a good opportunity to practice. So when he says point, I have to remember it's going to be 3 digits. Lock them in.
And American 43, we can get you at 190.
Okay, many thanks, and request taxi.
American 43, runway 23, taxi by Charlie.
23 by Charlie will be fully ready upon reaching ship. American 43.
Okay, so we do have the moonlight to kind of give us some glow off of the water. It's going to help us out here. I think that's a good vector that we've got going there. We also have some ships to give us an idea of, or at least our heading. Although we're not going to struggle with that. We have instruments and everything to help us out there. Oh cool, there's a bridge here. That's what that is. There's a bridge. It's a causeway out this way. Yes. So it's kind of like a combination of IFR, VFR right now. Because we are over the ocean, which... yeah, look at that. There's no real visual reference except for the stars and a little bit of twilight to give us, you know, a horizon reference. But that's it. That's it. That's where this gets really dangerous. Flying over the ocean at night is really sketchy without the right instruments. Without the right training. It's just not worth it. And especially the helicopter, because a helicopter, right? If I let off the controls, this is what a helicopter wants to do. It wants to flip, and it wants to kind of do its own thing. Oh, you know what? We could, nah, we're gonna stay on our current course. I want to stay close to that line, but I have an idea for a potential slight... No, we need to fly the plane. We submitted a flight plan and we need to stick to it. We set our arrival to be a certain time. We need to arrive close to that, right? Where altitude is right now. We're sitting within a comfortable buffer. 2,000 was our request, but they're giving us kind of an edge at 1,500. And that's really to keep us clear of all the other planes that might be coming in or out. So that makes sense. So I think about around 1,000 is a comfortable altitude. So the radio frequency he gave to me for flight follow was 133.725. Yeah, I need to lock in and really get still on the controls while I do this. Here we are at the edge of...
43, did you need us to call you fully ready, sir? We're at the threshold.
American 43, if you're ready to go, I can get you going.
I am ready.
American 43, wind 170 at 8. Runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Okay, runway 23, clear for takeoff, American 43.
One 33725. Yeah, multitasking here. Walking and chewing bubblegum for real. Folks, this is not something that the average person can do right now, right? You see how much attention I have to give this just to turn a fucking knob. Right? Put it into perspective. I'm balancing this, making sure this is in the right range, making sure I'm not doing that. And, like, I'm not succeeding. That's how helicopters are, folks. This is not something a sane person opts to do. Helicopters don't want to exist, okay? And now my phone's complaining at me because I need to put it on the charger. $75. Had it. There we go. Altitude's looking good. Heading's looking decent. We're not doing too bad. Folks, I did it. I preset my next radio setting. I don't get to use my trim controls, right? Robinsons don't have trim. That's how this is actually going to be. Now, granted, in the real thing, it's a little bit easier because you got the butt dyno. You can tell that you're not right side up. At least you can tell that you're starting to turn. Right? You'll feel that. Alright, we got time to kill now. Let me switch to this frequency.
American 43, contact Washington Center, 133.725. Good day.
133.725. Good day.
We're actually looking pretty good right now because we have all this city around us to really illuminate our horizon and give us VFR references. Because although we submitted a VFR flight plan, we're gonna have to use some IFR skills to keep this flight from crashing into the ground. I'm just gonna say that. We already had to, right? When your head's buried in the cockpit because you're trying to switch to the next radio station, that's, yeah, you got to. Alright, we're on our flight following frequency. So what I want to know, I'm gonna switch the topic now. I want to get to the spiritual matters. What I want to know is whether my pastor's going to be hosting the sermon in person or if it's going to be online. And unfortunately, I can't reach for my phone right now because I got my hands full. So, but we're cooking close enough to land that if the engine quits, we could make it. Upper altitude. I'm going to give us those 2,000 feet. I'm sorry. I have to. I'm going to deviate to the left here. Get us a little closer to land.
Heartland 4610, you're 7 miles from Love Sea. Turn right heading 200. Maintain 1,600 until established on the localizer. Quad ILS 23 approach.
And then let me take myself back down to 1,500.
Heartland 4610, Washington.
Alright, buttons working now. 200, 1,600 till established 50 ILS 23, Heartland 4610.
Heartland 4610 over Love Sea, contact Norfolk Tower 120.8.
Tower at Love Sea, Heartland 4610.
Be good.
No promises.
kind of fast. Actually, I'm going to leave that alone. Looks good.
Delta 2581, contact Potomac approach, 119.85.
109.85, Delta 2581, have your net.
You too, bye. Southwest 2803, contact Potomac approach, 119.85.
1985, Southwest 2803, see you.
See you.
Yeah, we're still a little bit fast. I'm going to pull the nose up so I'm going to drop our collective just a touch.
Spirit Wings 160, Washington Center, hello, climb and maintain, flight level 300.
Traffic. Yep, I see them.
American 1494, descend to cross Esso at and maintain 10,250 knots. The Atlantic City altimeter 29906.
Alright, we'll cross Esso at 10,250 on the speed and 906 on the altimeter. American 1494.
American 54, contact Indy Center 132.82.
132.82, thank you for being online, American 54.
See you.
And American 43, this old girl's low and slow. Any chance of cutting the corner to Bully or Caps, sir?
American 43, go direct to Caps.
Lovely. Direct Caps, American 43, thanks.
No worries.
Center, just B571, Romeo short of Alpha taxi.
Jet speed 571, runway 2, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 7, report ready for departure.
Alright, 2 via Alpha, cross runway 7, and we'll report ready, just B571.
It's hard to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, so as much of a flow state as this is and as meditative as it is, trying to think of something else at the same time when you haven't done it in a while, it's kind of difficult. As well, the distraction of the flight following frequency, everybody talking on it. You know, it's something to get used to. I was hoping to have more to say, and here I am, just kind of mute. Forgive me if it's kind of boring. I didn't intend for it to go this way. You know, aviating makes you realize just how small the world really is. You realize that your half-hour
Fairwinds
commute
160, contact
legitimately
Cleveland
might be
Center,
from there to
125.45
somewhere else on this island.
125.
Because sometimes what makes a commute take so damn long is the fact that you stop at every other light and wait 3 to 5 minutes or more. Adds up. When you actually get up a little bit of altitude, you can see like somewhere that seems far away, and it's like, oh, the place that I live is like right there, and that's what feels like that's an hour and a half away on land. That's crazy.
Jet speed
right?
571.
That's how it is.
The wind
That's just the
runway 2
nature
clear
of
for
it.
takeoff.
Runway heading clear for takeoff, runway 2, jet speed 571.
But then you also do long flights in a jet, and you realize...
Southwest 2607, Atlanta Center is closed, radar service terminated, change to advisory approved. Good day.
You realize just how...
Darts,
oh, goodness.
26.
Realize just how, you might be moving fast, but it's not as fast as you think, right? So, like, right now, we're, doing maybe 1.5 times, 2 times as fast as a car would do on average. But we don't have to stop at any lights. We don't have to wait for other slow drivers. We don't have to yield to anyone. Right? There's none of that. It's just go. Unobstructed travel. That's the beauty of it. What makes it take so long is the prep and then the shutdown. Because if you could just get into it, start it up, and go, it would be a lot faster. But the thing is, there's a whole procedure to it all, as I'm sure you know.
Washington Center, Blue Street 346, 360, crossing Copper at 340.
Blue Streak 346, Washington Center, hello.
Washington Center, American 656, taking it to the Garlic.
American 656, thanks for the ident. Washington Center, read a contact at 50370. American 43, descend via the caps for arrival. Washington is landing south. The Washington National Altimeter 2982.
2982 descend via the caps 4 landing south, and we have Alpha 6.
Thank you.
Do I have a wingman right now? Oh, gusty.
Jet speed 571, radar contact altitude.
3000, jet speed 571.
Jet speed 571, turn left heading 270, climb and maintain 10,000.
Left 270, climb maintain 10,000, jet speed 571.
Jet speed 571, when able, go direct to Montebello, Mike Oscar Lima.
Direct to Mike Oscar Lima, jet speed 571.
Washington Center, Southwest 207 with you 170.
Southwest 297, Washington Center, hello, climb and maintain level 340.
I maintain 340. Southwest 207, is it okay we step away 5 minutes?
Approved, call me back, just don't get back before you go to Cleveland.
We'll be back before Cleveland and Southwest 297.
Thank you. Jet speed 5781, climb and maintain level 360.
Update level 360, jet speed 571.
I guess regarding spiritual matters, this is true. I know this from experience. If you pray honestly and you ask diligently with your whole heart, God's going to give you what you ask for.
American 43,
If it's in his
contact
plan,
Potomac
if
approach
it's
119
in
at
his
0.85.
See, like, I realized a lot of these things, we
11985,
overcomplicate them.
thanks
It's
for
very
being here, sir.
simple.
Appreciate you.
It's very simple. Some things God's just not going to give
American
us because it's not in his
1494,
plan.
contact New York
It's not,
Center 125.32.
it's not something that he wants for us.
2532, have a good night, American 1494.
Or just not
Good night.
something he wants in general, but he's way more generous than I think most people give him credit for. He wants to shower us with gifts. It doesn't cost him what we think it costs him. He can give far more and do far more than we understand. And yet we doubt his capacity. We believe as if we're asking too much of God for any particular thing. We have to get the perspective straight. I had to realize the hard way. This world ain't it. I realized why I never felt at home is because this isn't our home. If you're at home here, or if you feel like you're at home here, I've got bad news for you. This ain't it. This is temporary. Everything points to it being temporary if you know how to look. Even from a secular perspective, take a look at this. Entropy's gonna get everyone and everything in the end, right? At best, anything that resembles immortality is in a state of eternal decay in this world. And I don't think that's a dissipative structure that's gonna sustain itself. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think it's gonna get there. I think something's gonna happen and it'll wind down long before it ever gets to a state like that. And thank God, because what kind of a state of existence is that? And it does say in Scripture, heaven and earth are going to pass away. This heaven and this earth are going to pass away. Fact. Space, time, and matter are going to cease to be. So, what does that mean for this world? You could call you could think of it kind of like a school for the spirit, or a factory for the soul, where the soul's being molded, or kind of a smithing process. Right? Likening it to the parable of the silversmith. God's going to work us until he sees our reflection, in the same way that a silversmith, to purify a piece of silver, is going to blast it with a torch until it gets hot enough to burn off the impurities. He's going to keep it there just long enough until he sees his reflection in it. Any longer and he would risk destroying it. Any shorter and it remains impure. It's a beautiful allegory for
November 928 Charlie Juliet, Washington Center, hello.
Beautiful allegory for the difficulties we go through in life. They may not be difficulties just for the sake of tormenting us. They're actually doing something good for us. It's not pleasant, but it does change us for the better. Right? That term is anti-fragile. Things happen to you, not to break you, but so that the way that you break makes you stronger for next time.
125.42, good night.
But if you extrapolate anti-fragility
125.42,
to its beginning, you end up realizing.
Bravo, am I going to be contacting New York Center or Boston?
Realize that an anti-fragile system starts out unstable and insanely fragile and easy to destabilize.
Me, that was Air France 33. Sorry about that. I was Virgin yesterday. My bad.
So
all good, Air France 33. Stay with me for another 40 miles. Then it's going to be Boston number next.
Thank you, my sir.
Center, howdy. Delta 1140 passing 18.4, climbing flight level 210.
Delta 1140, Washington Center, hello. Climb and maintain Papa 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 2, Delta.
Yeah, you do get kids on here. It's pretty nuts. But I mean, it's not hard. Once you understand it, once you understand the language and the way to walk around it, it's not hard. You see me doing it. It's my second time, and I'm kind of liking it.
1000, the Washington National Altimeter 2982.
Cross Billet level 1000, Blue Street 346.
I'm not going to be able to concentrate on saying anything, am I? Because I'm going to have to talk over all these guys the whole way. I'm doing pretty good about keeping my altitude.
Delta 726, contact New York Center 125.32.
Anyways, where was I with the spiritual? Right, so things are going to challenge you in this life. Trials and tribulations are not there to destroy you. Anti-fragile systems are not... Right, what I was going to say is, just because something starts out easy to knock over, or easy to destabilize, easy to break, doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. So we've got to remember, life inherently, by the way it operates, is anti-fragile. That doesn't mean that it can't be pushed past a point of no return. That's death. But, or just permanent injury, right? So there's lots of that in nature as well. But life tends to accrue injuries that it overcomes.
Washington Center, red contact.
And given enough sampling of those kind of injuries, the collective gets stronger as a result. Adaptation, evolution. I actually believe in all that, even as a Christian. I do believe evolution happened. I think it's...
I can offer you 35, 37, 39. Let me know.
I don't think it's incompatible, to be honest. I have my views, right? I think everybody has their views.
370.
I don't necessarily stick to a lot of churches. I have the church that I stay in touch with, I go to. And most of them... The people are nice, but there's differences that we have. Just might be incompatible. That's okay. I don't necessarily need to impose beliefs or this, that, the other, but they seem to. They seem to. Like a lot of this stuff that They say it doesn't matter until they're the ones preaching it, and then it matters. And then my theology is all wrong, and this, that. Even though I can, even though I usually can point to Scripture and say, hey, look, doesn't it say this? Doesn't Scripture say this? I don't know. Like, a lot. I've been to some churches where I definitely feel they've got it, but the most churches feel like they're a control mechanism. They're using people by controlling them with their shame and their guilt and a sense of inadequacy. It's all being weaponized to make people profitable and useful to the church. And it's tragic. And I think that's ultimately a form
November
of blasphemy.
928 Charlie Juliet, descend via the troops 5 arrivals. Washington is landing south, the national altimeter 2-82.
You're pretending to be on the shepherd's side, but you're abusing the sheep. But there's nothing new. This is all known about. If you look at
Air France Tree Tree, contact Boston Center 133.45, 3345.
3345, Air France 33, thank you.
Good night.
read the scriptures.
Center Lambert 4176,
Wow.
evening, we are level up level 200, requesting direct tripod if anything.
Lindbergh 4176, Washington Center, hello, go direct to tripod.
Direct tripod, Lindbergh 4176.
I lost where I was. Anyways, if you're watching, if
Washington
you caught all
Center,
that,
loaders
maybe...
are 1558, descending to
I'm gonna get
Echo at
spoken over
7310.
every single time, aren't I?
Delta 1558, Washington Center, hello. Delta 1558, descend via the Freedom 6 arrival. Washington is landing south, the altimeter 2-82.
Descend via the Freedom 6 arrival, landing south, Delta 1558.
American 656, pilot discretion to set and maintain level 240.
PD down to 240, American 666.
Blue Streak 346, contact Potomac approach 119.7. Good night.
119.7, Blue Streak 346.
Washington
Center, American 145, descending to cross book of flight level 310.
American 145, Washington Center, hello. November 8 Charlie Juliet, what's your top of descent?
Descending right now, November 8 Charlie Juliet.
Roger.
Washington Center, good evening, Delta 201 Alpha Heavy is climbing to 540.
Delta 201 Alpha, Washington Center, hello. Delta 1558, maintain 280 knots in the descent.
280 knots descent, Delta 1558.
November 928 Charlie Juliet, maintain 280 knots in the descent.
Maintain 280 knots to descent, November 8 Charlie Juliet.
American 145, descent via the Freedom 6 arrival. Washington is landing south, the Washington National altimeter 2982.
Descent via Freedom 6 arrival, American 145.
American 145, maintain 270 knots or less in the descent.
Maintain 270 knots or less, American 145.
Washington Center Delta 201 Alpha Heavy, we'll have to disconnect, just got the weather.
Delta 201 Alpha, roger. Good day.
So I guess one of the perspectives you can have on everything that I said just previously about life basically being frustrating for the Saints is this. That's not the end of the story, right? It's all evidence that there's more to it. Because if bad people are just gonna succeed and the Saints are gonna suffer, if the Saints are gonna be frustrated and that's it, it's just a transient thing and then it's done, what's the point? Some kind of twisted cosmic joke? I don't think so. I don't think God's a psychopath. I don't think he's a trickster like some people say. I think he has some wholesome, good-hearted intent and design to the universe. I think it's we who misinterpret it and act out incorrectly. But I think that some of that's the result of pressures that we succumb to. I consider that to be the demonic, right? Warped perception, warped perspectives, pressure towards the wrong outcomes. Like, there's no need to mystify it.
November 928 Charlie Juliet, reduce speed to 250 knots.
Reduce to 250 knots, November 8 Charlie Juliet.
American 145, maintain 250 knots in the descent.
The older I get, the more I definitely realize there's some people who are most certainly possessed. Something that isn't them has them.
Lindbergh 4176.
Alright, I
the
think
pilot
this much is
discretion,
obvious.
Descended, maintain
This is something
11,000,
that'll
the Richmond
resonate with
altimeter
anybody who has
2996.
two brain cells and some
discretion,
some
maintain 11
attention to
feet
give the
and
road, right? It's not so
2996.
glued
We
to
have
their phone that they
information
don't notice
Foxtrot
anything
at Richmond,
anymore.
Lindbergh 4176.
If you have an attention span,
And do you
you'll
have an
notice
approach
that
request?
this is
Yes, sir,
true.
ILS,
People are definitely possessed in one manner of speaking or another.
Lindbergh
Not everybody,
4176,
but a
Roger.
lot.
I'll pass it along to the next controller.
A lot of people just, they're not all there. It's something else that isn't them, has them. Right? Tell me I'm crazy. Or, tell me you guys have seen it too. But regarding what I just said, it shouldn't be
November
any
658
surprise
Kilo Papa calling, is that correct?
We're susceptible to these warped pressures.
November
and
658
perspectives.
Kilo Papa, call New York Center 125.32 for service at,
Right,
in
it's
the
something that
Philadelphia area.
everybody's potentially capable of being touched by. Right?
125.32,
Anybody could be.
2532.
I think that's a common human feeling. Anybody can have the wrong perspective, but how far does it go? That's the thing.
Delta
It's
50,
like, I don't think we have a good grasp on that. I don't think we really fully grasp how seriously somebody's warped perceptions can go.
1985 with Potomac approach, that's 1558, have a nice one.
Yeah. November 928 Charlie Juliet, call Potomac approach 119.85. Have a good day.
119.85. Thank you so much.
Center low typo 44 is on a flight level 240 for 16,000 direct post.
Typo 44 Washington Center, hello. Climb and maintain, follow 390. Welcome to the show.
Typo 44 verify, we're in the descent.
We're in the descent, okay. Stand, what are you going to?
Typo 44 landing Pope, Papa Oscar Bravo. We're northeast of Charlotte.
You're descending to what altitude is what I meant to say?
At a flight level 230 for 16,000 currently.
Roger.
American 1624, we are following 272.
American 1624, descend via the Troops 5 arrival. Washington is landing south, the altimeter 2.83.
And we'll stand by the troops arrival, and we got the altimeter next.
American 656, descend via the CAP 4 arrival. Washington landing south, national altimeter 2.83.
Just about 67 in Washington Center.
Go ahead.
I'm going to need to back down to 350. I can't sustain 370.
Delta 567, descend and maintain level 350.
350, thank you, and sorry for causing altitude confusion.
No stress.
That reminds me, you can absolutely tell ATC, hey, look, what you're asking me to do, I can't do it. Can we do this instead? And if it's something you just can't do physically with the aircraft or you're not comfortable with, unless it's like the only option that you have, and it's something that your aircraft can do, but if you can't do it, they don't have to. They can force you to, right? Unless you can do it and it's the only option, they can't force you.
Have a good one.
So earlier I could have asked them, hey, could I deviate south instead, and rather than go over the ocean, go over land instead, I'll circle around the south side and the west of your airspace. I could have totally made that call. It would have been legit.
Typo 44, the flight veil altimeter 2.85, say approach request.
Typo 44, we'll take the visual 23.
Typo 44, roger. Descend and maintain 9,000, lower it a bit.
Just going to maintain 9,000, typo 44.
Typo 44, fly heading 110, vectors for the visual.
Heading 110, typo 44.
Jet speed 571, contact Indy Center 132.82, good day.
3282, jet speed 571, we'll see ya. See ya.
DC Center, American 656, we're 260 for 24 on the caps 4.
American 656, descend via the caps for arrival. Washington landing south, national altimeter 2983.
2983, caps 4.
JetBlue 2519, level 2320.
JetBlue 2519, Washington Center, hello, stand by for a new squawk code. JetBlue 2519, squawk 3504.
3504, JetBlue 2519.
Good evening, Delta 2869 with you, 17,000 feet.
Lindbergh 4176, amend the descent. Descent across Jamie at 12,000.
Cross Jamie at 12,000, Lindbergh 4176.
And who's checking in?
Center, JetBlue 583, towards you, flight level 360, passing, direct visit.
JetBlue 583, Washington Center, ready to contact. JetBlue 2519, ready to contact 50320, welcome to the show.
Cheers, buddy. Good connection.
And that was Delta 2869 with you, take man.
Delta 2869, Washington Center, hello, climb and maintain, flight level 320.
Climb and maintain, flight level 320.
Caravan 511 Kilo Golf, Washington Center, hello. Be Raleigh, altimeter 2985. Delta 1140, Atlanta Center is closed. Radar service is terminated. Change to advisories approved. Have a great day.
Over to the dark side, Delta 11.
Typo 44, descend and maintain 5,000. JetBlue 2519, turn right direct Sea Isle, Sierra, India Echo.
Right turn direct Sea Isle at this time, JetBlue 2519.
Delta 2869, radar contact lost. Lindbergh 4176, contact Potomac approach 126.1, good day.
126.1, good day, Lindbergh 4176.
There's a gust. It's another one. So it's not just me. I'm off the pedals and I'm holding it still.
Typo 44, descend and maintain 3,000. American 656, contact Potomac approach 119.85, good day.
Over to Potomac, 1985.
American 1624, contact Potomac approach 119.85, good day.
1985, good day, American 1624, thank you.
See ya. Typo 44, turn right, heading 200 on the roll at the airport, 2 o'clock at about 10 miles, report inside. Typo 44, roger, fly heading 260 to join, cleared visual approach, runway 23. Typo 44, the wind is 170 at 9, gust 15. Typo 44, check gear down, runway 23, quarter line. Typo 44, roger. Fly heading 310, climb and maintain 3 DAS. Affirmative, 310. You know what, Typo 44, maintain 2 DAS.
Washington Center, Delta 450, 17,000.
Delta 450, Washington Center, hello, climb and maintain level 280.
Maintain flight level 280, Delta 450.
Washington Center, hello, Fairway 3139 with you, passing flight level 22, coming up to flight level 220.
Fairwings 3139, Wash Center, hello, climb and maintain level 360.
Up to flight level 360, 3139, thank you.
Typo 44, turn right heading 050. Typo 44, turn right heading 130, reduce speed to 180 knots.
Washington Center, number 222, Hotel Lima 170.
November 222 Hotel Lima, Washington Center, hello, climb and maintain level 400.
400, 222 Hotel Lima.
Typo 44, turn right heading 200, intercept the runway 23 localizer. Typo 44, airport, 1 o'clock, 10 miles, report inside. Typo 44, cleared visual approach, runway 23. Typo 44, affirmative. After the approach clearance, speed is your discretion.
Good evening, Washington Center, Southwest 924, with you 410.
Southwest 924, Washington Center, hello. Typo 44, check your down, runway 23, quarter line.
Center, can I ask you a question, 583?
Go.
How long did it take you to become center controller?
Ooh, complicated question.
How so, 583?
Okay, so I'm actually from New York Center, and over there it took me about 2.5 years to become a center controller. And then now we have this program in VAT USA where on event days, if certain facilities don't have staffing, they can enlist help of more senior controllers. So I have a basic certification for Washington, but I didn't go through what everybody else went through.
So I'm guessing it takes longer than it did for you?
Yeah, I would say generally at any facility it's at least a year. And that's because you work your way up through ground, tower, departure, approach, and then center.
Well, when I was looking at Vatsim when I first applied, they were talking about, oh yeah, it takes a while to even see approach, let alone center.
I mean, it does. Like in New York, the average right now is about 3.5 years.
I see. And you just do this whenever you want to, or are you assigned?
No, it's whenever you want to. That's the beauty of it. There's a big enough roster where we have enough coverage where you just get on when you want.
I have somebody who's in Salt Lake City, or is in the Salt Lake area. I forgot exactly what ADC that would be. But he's a ground controller at the moment. He says that he can go to any airport that he wants to do ground as long as there's not an event. Because if there's an event going on, then they would need to coordinate.
Yeah, that's usually how that works with, like, when you start out, and then once you get proficient, then you can work it at any time. That's how we do it.
Got it. Just wanted to know, 583.
Yeah, no worries. You thinking of joining a facility?
I'm thinking about joining Washington, maybe, only because there's an airport down here, ORF, or Norfolk International Airport, which is inside of your area at the moment, and I'd love to control there.
You should do it. There's no reason not to do it.
I was talking to my buddy, like you said, Salt Lake. He works in the Salt Lake City RTAC, or whatever it's called, and he said that he's originally from New York as well. It's just he went over transition to Salt Lake because there was too long of a waiting list to apply for any centers or any like ACC training down here in the East Coast.
Southwest 924 to settle maintain, flight level 280.
Down to 280, Southwest 924.
I mean, JetBlue 583, I get it. Like, we do have a longer wait, but we do also have a lot of members, so it makes sense.
Washington Center, FedEx 591, Heavy
FedEx 591, Wash Shadow, hello.
Hi.
Typo 44, welcome to Lafayette, taxi to the ramp, good night. Are you actually at New York Center? Which area? Stand by. Stay on this frequency. Typo 44, go to 127.7. Speedbird 812, Wash Center, go ahead. Roger. Delta 450, contact Indy Center 132.82, good day.
Indy Center 132.82 at Delta 450.
Washington Center, Sun Country 216 is with you, flight level 12,000, 3 miles from Hayu.
Sun Country 216, Washington Center, hello. Climb and maintain, flight level 310.
Up to flight level 310, Sun Country 216.
Wash Center, City Jane Delta 2386, about 60 southwest of Raleigh, flight level 370.
Southwest 924, descend via the Troops 5 arrival, Washington National Landing South, the altimeter 2983.
Continuing to descend on the Troops 5 arrival for Southwest 924.
Stand by. Aircraft standby.
Washington, could I November 658, do you like pop up?
All right, Delta 2386, are you up?
Delta 2386, please firm, flight 370.
Delta 2386, radar contact, level 370. You're approximately 40 miles northwest of Lafayette. Hello. Spirit Wings 3139, contact Indy Center 132.82, good day.
132.82, is Spirit Wing 3139, see it?
And Washington Center, good evening, Air Transport 3425, flight level 197 for Foxville.
Air Transport 3425, Washington Center, hello, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, Transport 3425.
JetBlue 2519, descent across Sea Isle, Sierra India Echo, at and maintain flight level 180.
Seattle at 18, JetBlue 2519.
Washington Center, November 6, that's still
November 6, 58 Kilo Papa, Washington Center. Hello, the Atlantic City altimeter 2996.
And for JetBlue 583, we have one more question for you.
Go.
If you would happen to know the applications that you get, how many applications do you guys normally get, like, on a monthly basis?
What do you mean applications?
Is it applications, or what is it to become or get into, like, in RTAC?
Gotcha. So we have about, 20-ish members who transfer in or start from scratch on a monthly basis. Of them, maybe like 5 to 10 do nothing, go nowhere, and then get asked for an activity. And the rest start the training process.
So y'all don't get a lot, of controllers, or?
So, okay, right now we have a roster of about 500 members, and of them, maybe half of them are active, and of them, maybe 50 can work New York Center.
That makes sense, 583. This is my final question. How do I apply?
I'll send you a link. Stand by. November 222 Hotel Lima to set and maintain level 340.
Was that for 2 Hotel Lima? You were stuff on.
November 2 Hotel Lima, descend and maintain level 340.
340, Hotel Lima.
Center America 961, good evening, flight level 310.
How are we doing on
America
time?
961,
Got a full
Washington Center.
20
Hello.
minutes.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Can't complain. Another day in paradise.
Happy to hear it.
You know what? I think I want to contact the controller on this frequency and ask them a few questions. See if one, if I was supposed to announce myself when I got on this frequency. Two, whether they control the airport that I'm about to navigate to. I have a couple questions, right? I'm gonna wait a little bit until I hear somebody else talk and address them, so I'm certain about their name. All right, I want to address them properly. I'm scared they're gonna beat me up or shoot me down with a missile or something.
583, thank you so much, and we'll think about applying.
Happy to hear it. November 222 Hotel Lima, call Indy Center 132.82 and check in with the altitude you're descending to.
13282, we'll check with altitude. Thank you for all HC, 2 Hotel Lima.
See ya.
Center American 551, heavy 16,300, climbing flight level 400.
I guess just call them center, right?
American 551, Washington Center, hello, climb and maintain
Washington
flight level
Center,
400.
Flight level 400, American 550.
Washington Center, helicopter November 0773 Romeo. I've got a couple questions for you.
Shoot.
Now, this is my second time flying Vatsim, so if I made some mistakes, go easy on me. But I was given this frequency when I stepped off from the airport that I departed from, namely Norfolk down south. Yeah, was I supposed to address you guys when I stepped on?
All right, break. Speedbird 812, Philly is not Washington Center, it's New York Center, 125.32, and he'll get you squared away. Sorry for the delay. Okay, the helicopter checking in, it's 3 Romeo, is that right?
November Oscar 773 Romeo, that is correct.
So, yeah, I would say you did things right. You were talking to Norfolk Tower, which is correct. The only thing that I can notice is when you go to put the call sign in, you actually do have to put the November. So, like right now, it's only 0773 Romeo, right?
Did I fudge that on the flight plan? Did I forget the November?
Yeah, on the flight plan and on the X-Pilot, D-Pilot, whatever your client is, you have to put the November.
Gotcha, thank you for that. I'll correct that as soon as I can.
Yeah, no worries. Break. Delta 567, call Boston Center 133.45. Good night.
133.45 for 567. Have a good night.
See you. American 961, descend via the Freedom 6 arrival, Washington National landing south, altimeter 2983.
Sending via the Freedom 6, landing south, 2983, American 9621.
Southwest 924, contact Potomac approach now on 119.85. Good day.
Going back to 1985, Southwest 924, good night.
JetBlue 2519, call New York Center 125.32. So long.
2532, JetBlue 2519. Yeah.
Washington Center, helicopter November 0773 Romeo. One more question for you.
Go for it.
Would you be in charge of the airspace controlled by Washington Dulles? Do I respond to you about that?
I am not covering that airspace because there's another controller on 126.1, that's Potomac approach, and he's providing terminal and tower services for that airport.
126.1, switching over now. Thank you for ATC.
Have a good one, see ya.
Center American 961, I also have a question if you have a minute.
Go for it.
Is there a reason why it's so busy tonight? Is there like an event or is it just a weekend?
So yes and no. It is a weekend and that does get more traffic, but usually every Friday and Saturday on the network there will be a featured airport, and today it happens to be Detroit.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No worries.
Negative for FedEx 73. I figured I'd check in.
Okay, stand by.
Got a semi-accurate.
FedEx 73, proceed direct Tower, Charlie Oscar Whiskey, Romeo, Romeo. Cross Tower at 7,000, cleared for the ILS runway 197.
Tower, direct Tower at 7,000 and clear the ILS 197. Thank you, FedEx 73.
Dulles Tower, November 0773 Romeo, helicopter type 22. About 15 miles south of your airspace. Coming in, delay and full stop.
I'm sorry, the helicopter call?
That is correct. Be advised, it is my second time flying Vatsim, so if I'm making mistakes, go easy on me and correct me if you can.
Okay. What was your call sign again?
That call sign is November 0773 Romeo, last 373 Romeo.
Okay, November 73 Romeo, Atomic approach, good evening. Enter a left base for runway 19 or left.
Left base for runway 19 or left, 73 Romeo.
I'm sorry, left downwind for 19 left.
Left downwind, 73 Romeo. Hey Dragon, I see you.
And for Mike Hotel, get out here.
Yeah, November 4 Mike Hotel, climb maintain 12,000.
20,000 for Mike Hotel.
FedEx 73, procedure at cuts, cross cuts at or about 4,000, cleared for the ILS runway 19 center approach.
Cuts at 4,000, cleared ILS 19 center, thanks, FedEx.
Attention aircraft on frequency, Potomac approach closing 10 minutes, top of the hour.
Alright, now would be a good time to take a look at our airport. Should have done this before I left, so I know what runway is where. Say 19er. You know what, because I'm in a helicopter and I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna actually set it down in a parking lot. They don't know the difference between me going so slow they don't see movement. They might see my altitude, so I could get bitten for this, but we'll see. But I'm gonna descend here and park myself. See a nice big open field over here, well lit and everything. So I'm gonna set myself.
FedEx 73, wind 15010, runway 19 center, clear to land.
19 center, clear to land, FedEx 73.
Way too slow. It's like something felt wrong. Want to be in the green arc until right about as we're setting it down.
Citation 4 Mike Hotel, contact Washington Center, 133.72.
3372, 4 Mike Hotel, have a good night.
Gorgeous. Alright, this gives me an opportunity. Let me guard the collective. Shit. Damn it. VAT spy. ATIS is 134,850.
Wind 150 at 10. Visibility 10. Ceiling 17,000 broken. 22,000 broken. Temperature 22. 2.14. Altimeter 2980. Arrival aircraft expect ILS or visual approach runway 19 right. Runway 19 center. Runway 19 left. Departing runway 30. Runway 19 left available upon request. Contact ground on east or west side of ramp with pod number and ATIS when ready to taxi. Read and call runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Bravo.
Bravo.
Washington Dulles International Airport ATIS information Bravo 0052 Zulu. Wind 150 at 10. Visibility 10. Ceiling 17,000 broken. 22,000 broken. Temperature 22. 2.14. Altimeter 2980. Arrival aircraft expect ILS or visual approach runway 19 right. Runway 19 center. Runway 19 left. Departing runway 30. Runway.
To enable contact taxi to the ramp via Yankee.
Left when able and went via Yankee, 576.
See that traffic. So 19ers basically coming from the north.
November 773 Romeo Potomac approach. Did you want to land at, the GA ramp you said?
If possible, yeah, I could do a direct approach and land at the GA ramp. I don't have to use a runway, I'm a helicopter.
Right, no, I know that. I just, depends on where you want to land, what I got to tell you. Okay, proceed direct Dulles and landing at your own risk.
Landing at own risk, direct to Dulles, helicopter 0773 Romeo. I can actually get lower, right? Get it to 1,000 as we approach. That gets us below most of the other traffic. Everybody's going to be landing in the north, or from the north. So that means we're going to be clear coming here from the south. It just means we have to shoot a J-hook around the right. I have to be mindful of other traffic, that's all. So I have to watch out for anyone taking off this way as well. That's it.
Helicopter 773 Romeo, contact Potomac 119.85.
119.85, 73 Romeo. Dulles Tower, helicopter Oscar 0773 Romeo, inbound to land direct, general aviation ramp.
Oscar 773 Romeo, Potomac Express, good evening. Sounds like you already have your landing at your own risk, so enjoy.
And Potomac approach Southwest 924, we're going to need to go around, we're not going to get down in time.
Southwest 924, maintain 3000, fly heading 300.
3000 heading 300, Southwest 920.
Summit approach, Delta 27 degrees, 112 meters, and a ticket on the Freedom 6 ground.
Delta 2073, Potomac approach, expect the RNAV Zulu, Romeo 19er approach, Washington altimeter 2983.
RNAV Zulu, Romeo 19er, and altimeter 29 to Delta 27 degrees.
American 961 after Freedom, descend to maintain 5000.
After Freedom, descend to maintain 5000, American 961.
Ooh, that was a gust. I mean, it is the racetrack, right? Pretty sure that's the racetrack. Yep, that is. Definitely want to stay faster than that. That was dumb. Remember, the winds. We have a tailwind right now, which we don't want to land with a tailwind. We want to land with a headwind. So let's make sure we're not flying over anybody or anything.
Southwest 924, turn left heading 180. Proceed direct Derek, cross Derek at 3000. Cleared RNAV Zulu, Romeo 19er approach.
Heading 180, direct to Derek. Derek at 3000, cleared the RNAV Zulu 19er approach, Southwest 924.
Effect. And we're down. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our flight.
Southwest 924, descend and maintain 2000.
Down to 2000, Southwest 924.
Southwest 924, keeping that left-hand turn as you're going to Derek to 120, maintain 2000 until established.
Left turn 120, direct Derek, 2000 to establish, Southwest 924.
Didn't have our cover on, it's alright.
American 961, clear direct Derek, cross Derek at or above 2,700, clear on Zulu, Romeo 19er approach.
Direct Derek at or above 2,700, cleared RNAV Zulu 19er approach, American 961.
Folks, that's it for tonight. We are right on time. You really can't make this up. I did that shooting offhand, and we left right on the time that I had planned in my flight plan. We arrived and our lights and engine off as I had predicted on the flight plan. So that literally could not have gone any better for my second time flying with actual controlled airspace. So, massive success, folks. If you're not proud of me, I'm proud of me, right? So, screw your opinions of me, but I think if you care, you should be proud of me as well. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. That was a lot of fun to do. I will see you guys in the next one.